Hey, welcome my chosen ones and those that are interested in the chosen ones and those that are called. So today what we're going to talk about is the signs and synchronicities that you may notice on your journey as a chosen one. And this is also just for people that, may not be chosen, they're just being called. You may notice seeing double numbers like 1111, 1212, 222, 444, 333, 555, numbers like that. Those are also signs from the universe and from your angel guides or whatever you believe in. That's, the signs of the light, divine light, calling you. You can look up these signs to know what they mean, but it's definitely a part of a spiritual awakening. When you see a certain number pattern, like you could see it on a car, you could see it on a clock, you could see it on a receipt, you could see it on a scratch ticket, or just different ways of seeing, or you can hear a certain number, or, just through your daily noticing certain numbers wherever you are. It's just like popping up, like you're seeing it all day, like 555, 7777. Like for me, like sometimes I'd be seeing it on cars, like back to back to back, like all around me. Like I'll see 444 on this car, and then 444 in front of me, 444 on the side. So those are definitely like angel signs, and you gotta think about, you gotta reflect on what you were thinking at the time before you started seeing it. Or what's going on, what you're saying, or what kind of information you're perceiving at that time, because those are like a higher calling. It's like something calling you to pay attention to something, and there's a meaning behind it. Okay, because numbers don't lie. Remember that. People lie, but numbers don't lie. So those are some ways of noticing that you're being called. Okay. Another thing I could think about is, have you ever had people do something like really like cringy or some low down dirty shit to you? And then you notice, like, cause see, chosen ones, we know who we are. We don't really let people get us out of our character like that. If we let somebody get out of character, it's something in us that really triggered us, and somebody knew how to target that, and we may respond from it. But we usually learn from our mistakes. But let's say like somebody did something real dirty or something messed up to you, and then you cut them off, you stop talking to them, then all of a sudden they're hitting you back like, do you know what just happened to me? My car got messed up, or I got in this accident, and or like my money's messing up with me right now, or my man broke up with me, or my girlfriend broke up with me, or what I'm saying, it's something real messy is going on in their life after they do a chosen one dirty. Because God says, touch not my anointed one, do my prophet no harm. And a lot of people tread lightly on that word of advice from the Most High. Like, that's not something to tread lightly on. Touch not my anointed one, do my prophet no harm is a powerful, powerful phrase. And it applies to the chosen ones. We are anointed, and we have a favor over us that a lot of people don't have. Like, how they talk about people being marked by the beast? Well, chosen ones are marked by God when we come here. So he got his selected few that he knows are down here doing the work in the spiritual warfare and the physical formality. So it's like, you can't mess with us. And and trying to over empower us, or trying to control us when we know who our God is, it's not gonna work out light for you, nice for you. You're gonna suffer somewhere in your life. It may not happen at the moment, it may not happen next week, it may not happen next year, but it's gonna happen. Okay, when you least expect it. You cannot F with chosen ones. You cannot F with us. You cannot do us dirty, because we don't initiate doing dirty. We don't initiate doing grimy. We don't initiate backstabbing. We don't initiate, being an op. We don't initiate. We don't mess with the ops. Okay, we're the opposite of the ops. Okay, so it's like you being an op in our life, you're gonna regret that. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people, that's their lesson, because I feel like chosen ones are born into the world where we have to teach people lessons, just who we are. We're a blessing to you. If you meet a chosen one, you're blessed. You F up that, you fumble that blessing, you're going to have to learn the lesson. You know what I'm saying? Because people coming into your life is either a lesson or a blessing. It's even the same way for chosen ones. We got to, you know what I'm saying? Because the devil is crafty. He's always out to prey off the weak, or prey off those that are not self-educating themselves on, you know, their environment and the psychology of life and people that are in it. You know, like there's a lot of like low spirits, there's a lot of low vibration, there's a lot of low frequencies, you know, and chosen ones are here to raise that vibration, because earth is very low. It's a very low vibration. You know, earth is a school. And again, like I mentioned in the other video about duality, you know what I'm saying? It's either good or bad. Which one do you choose? We all have the freedom of free will at the end of the day. And at the end of the day, you pick and choose what way you want to go with your freedom of free will. You know, and that's going to be the result of your journey and your path. You know, it may be a little bit harder because you made that choice, but if you knew better, you do better. And you got to act accordingly to that. Because it's like, if you know something inside of you is telling you not to do something, then you got to listen to it, because that's your higher self, your higher calling. God is not going to come and sit right in front of you and talk to you like me and you are, because we're in the physical. God is in the spirit world. So it's like, he may send somebody to you, or you might get some kind of sign or a gut feeling or your intuition. That's your higher self telling you something, and you can't avoid, you know, not listening to it. It's your protection. And a lot of us know that, but we don't act accordingly to that. So we got to kind of deal with the repercussions. And the thing about chosen ones, though, when we make mistakes, or we go down a path with people that we know we're not supposed to rock with like that, or their energy and their frequency is not in alignment with ours, but we still trying to make it connected, we're gonna get the shit into the stick. Because it's like the lessons that we learn, sometimes the punishment is worse than the average person, because it's like God knows that you got to know who you are. We can't do, when the hand of God is all on you, you can't do what everybody else is doing. We have to be the one that changed the game. We have to be different. We're the oddball. We're the weird one. You know what I'm saying? For a reason, though. Because we're born to stand out. We're supposed to be, we're the leaders. We're the leaders when it comes to many are called, few are chosen. Okay? The chosen ones are supposed to be the leaders of God's kingdom while we're down here. And if you ain't acting on that, then you just, that's not why, you're not here to, we gotta mess up. Nobody's perfect. But if you're like constantly like messing up and knowing that you need to be acting in your call and you're not, you're going in the opposite direction, then you're gonna get beat down. You know what I'm saying? Until you learn. But yeah, like you gotta learn how to cut off certain ties with people. And you know, when people are you know, treating you wrongly or unfairly, you know, even family members, like it could be you know what I'm saying? Like you gotta know when to drop it and cut it and no longer coexist with certain things. Like chosen ones are on a whole nother form, and we don't need nobody, because we got God. We don't need nobody. We're not needy. We're not codependent. And that's a lot of things too, that a lot of chosen ones, when they're on the beginning of their path and their awakening, is that we have to learn not to be codependent to certain people, places, or things. Because the only thing we need to be I don't like to say thing, the only one that we need to be codependent on, I don't even like to say codependent, but rely on, is the Most High God. You know, because it don't matter what is going on in our life, we're always going to get it. God's always going to make sure that we have what we need when we need it, right on time, divine timing at that. So it's like, it's not, you got to learn how to be patient. You got to learn how to be vigilant. You got to learn how to be as wise as a serpent and as harmless as a dove. You got to learn how to discipline yourself and your thoughts and your actions, and really self-reflect on who you are and how far you come. And know that, you know, this ain't the path for me no more. This is the direction that we got to go, and we're going to make it happen this way, because it's only up from here. And if you're stuck somewhere in your life, then you have to self-evaluate yourself and ask what kind of energies are attached to you, because there's a lot of energy vampires too, sucking off the chosen one's light and try to apply it for their self and try to reverse destiny swaps too. That's another story I'm going to talk about. I'm not going to talk about it right now, but I'm going to close this. Love and light, and God bless. You are chosen.